What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I am back today to give you guys a review of the Air Jordan 17 Retro Low in this Lightning colorway. So this is an original colorway of the Air Jordan 17 which originally released back in 2002. At the time, I was just starting high school, and I distinctly remember there was no chance I was able to afford these shoes, let alone have my parents buy them for me. So the best I can get was an Air Jordan 17 t-shirt instead. So this marks the very first time that this Lightning colorway has retroed, and they released in limited numbers on May 30th. Here in Canada, these were available at select retailers, including The Closet Inc., which is my go-to shop for Nike retros and Jordan releases. The Closet Inc. is independently owned and operated based right here in Southern Ontario in Canada, and their release was actually delayed, so they're doing a raffle I believe right now, which is still up and running for the next few days. So if you are based in Canada, check out The Closet Inc. I've linked their socials, their website, all that good stuff down below, and best of luck for those entering the raffle. The retail price for this shoe is extremely high, so it's $300 US or a whopping 390 Canadian dollars converted. And the official colorway for this shoe is white, black, lightning, and chrome. And while the Jordan 17 hasn't historically been the most popular Air Jordan model, this specific colorway has some significance, as it was actually worn by Michael Jordan during the 2002 NBA All-Star Game, where he famously or infamously missed that breakaway dunk.
And Jordan ahead of the field. Jordan's in. Oh, he blew it. Whoa. Oh, goodness gracious sakes alive. Michael went back rim.
So I guess because Nike knew that the Jordan 17 isn't going to be the most popular model, they didn't mass produce this pair, and they intentionally made these more limited to drive up the demand and the overall hype surrounding this pair. So first things first, the shoes come in this massive, natural brown colored cardboard box. So we have the size label on this end of the box, so in my case it's a size 10. These also come packaged in this metallic silver briefcase, which has this Jumpman branding on the very top. And inside the box we have this protective layer of foam, and unfortunately, unlike the originals, they don't come with a CD-ROM, or I guess in today's modern age, it would have been dope if they had some sort of USB key instead. So diving into the details of this shoe, the original design of the Jordan 17 is inspired by the smooth flow and lines of jazz. So the upper of this low top version is crafted primarily out of a genuine lightly tumbled white colored leather. So this is a pretty decent cut of leather. I was very happy with the quality. And right at the very edge of the toe box, we have this yellow colored TPU layer, which helps to give you additional durability. Right above this towards the laces, we have this small tag with Jordan branding. And then covering the sides of the shoe, we have another large layer of that same tumbled white colored leather. For the bottom 4 eyelets, they're covered in a chrome colored finish, and we have these 4 columns of perforations cutting across the mid panel. Above this, we have this black colored synthetic nubuck layer, and we have more chrome covering the top 2 eyelets at the very top. On the back of the shoe, we have more of that black colored nubuck, along with a silver Jumpman logo in the middle. And then as far as the laces go, so these only come with one lace option, and they're an oval shaped lace in black, but they have these metallic silver lace tips as well. Underneath this, we have this inner booty or sleeve, so this is covered in this black colored mesh, and then we have the sock-like finish at the very top, and this feels a lot more stretchy. Moving on to the insoles, so these are a pretty thin foam line insole, really nothing special here. We have this black colored liner on the top, and a yellow Jumpman pressed onto the heel. So for the midsole, we have this full-length Phylon foam midsole, but this is heavily covered and encased within this yellow-colored TPU plate, which wraps around the back half of the midsole. So sitting underneath the heel, we have a Nike Air unit, which helps with impact protection, and then on the forefoot, we have a Zoom Air unit, which gives you that responsiveness and that snappy feeling. And we also have a chrome TPU heel clip as well, which features Jordan branding on both sides. For the outsole, this is crafted primarily out of a black colored rubber. The traction pattern is inspired by a golf course, so we have these pods that has this herringbone style traction pattern within them. And underneath the outsole, it's partially visible through this yellow TPU layer, but we have a full-length carbon fiber shank plate as well, which helps with torsional rigidity and mid-foot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Jordan 17s. And for those wondering about how these fit, so generally speaking, these do run true to size. So my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. So I got these in a size 10. They fit me, but I feel like they are a little bit generous space-wise. Not enough that I'd want to go a half size down, but if you're someone that's kind of in between sizes and you prefer more of a snug fit, I feel like you should round down to the smaller size. So for example, I also wear a size 10 in most Air Jordan 1s, 2s, and 3s, whereas I wear either a 10 or a 10.5 in the Jordan 4. So use that as a reference. I'd say that these are definitely more roomy than a Jordan 4 and slightly more roomy than a Jordan 2 or 3. Moving on to the comfort, so keep in mind I wore these strictly for casual use. I'm not playing ball in these, so from an everyday use perspective, they're really not that comfortable. I feel like this is a type of shoe that really needs to be broken in though. It's meant for performance in mind, so just wearing these lightly doesn't really give you a true representation of how the comfort is. But the initial feeling that I have is that they feel very clunky and stiff. The heel especially is extremely hard because the air unit is encased within this yellow TPU, which is extremely tough and there's not much flex or give within it. So it almost feels like the back half of the shoe is like you're wearing a boot. However, the front half, you can feel that springiness of the Zoom Air, but again, I feel like it definitely needs more time to be broken in. So if you're buying these expecting an extremely plush, very comfortable sneaker, this is not going to be it. But if you have the patience to really wear these and break them in, I think over time they'll feel a lot better. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, like I mentioned, the material quality I was pretty impressed with. Notably, the white leather that they use, it's not the absolute best materials I've seen on a Jordan shoe, but it's definitely way above average. And I feel like the overall build and the construction of the shoe was pretty solid as well, which kind of makes sense considering they were making this intentionally limited. So likewise, I would have expected a higher level of care and more attention to detail going into the manufacturing process. So I was very pleased with the end result. No glue stains, the stitch job was good, and it really felt like a more elevated premium version of an Air Jordan Retro than we typically see for those that are really mass produced. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, like I mentioned from the very beginning, the Air Jordan 17 has never been one of the most popular Jordan silhouettes, but Nike knows what they're doing. Making this intentionally more limited will obviously draw more hype and more attention to the Jordan 17 silhouette. As of right now, I don't know if they're planning on releasing more colorways down the road. That seems like Nike's MO, to release a very limited initial colorway, drive up the hype and the demand, and then eventually flood the market with a ton of colorways that will inevitably just be sitting on the shelves. So that kind of sucks for OG Jordan 17 fans that a model that was historically considered to be a brick is now extremely difficult to obtain, but that's just how the game goes sometimes. Objectively speaking, this is still a clean colorway, and I've always preferred the lows, or at least the 17 pluses, over the OG highs that have that shroud. It just sheds a lot of the excess weight, and it just seems like more of a wearable sneaker all in all. So leave your thoughts down below, let me know what do you guys think about this lightning colorway. Were you lucky enough to grab these for retail? Are you just not interested in the 17 model? Leave your thoughts down below and let's talk about it. And as usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check me out on X at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.